Good morning. The the understanding of Evidence Act, the application of Evidence Act is most important in conducting the cases as well as defending the case. For suit, you have to prove the case. For criminal cases, if the other side prove their case, it is your duty to create doubt or you have to disprove the proved evidence. An important judgment, you have to go through every paragraph of this judgment if you want to understand what is Evidence Act. Several important provisions were discussed in this judgment. Kindly, those who are approaching examination for the paper of Evidence Act must go through the judgment. AR 2021 Supreme Court 899. AR 2021 Supreme Court 899. The main aspect of the judgment was expert evidence under Section 45 of the Indian Evidence Act. Plaintiff denying her signature on the sale deed, divergent opinion of expert produced by defendant and plaintiff, ground that documents were result of forgery cannot be substantiated only on basis of opinion expert. Expert opinions are not binding piece of evidence. Expert opinion is not binding piece of evidence. If not corroborated with other piece of evidence, plaintiff failed to prove her signatures on subject documents are forged. This is main judgment. Then the 68 and 69 of Evidence Act. Proof of execution. Challenge to general power of attorney by denying its execution. Signature of attesting witnesses proved by handwriting expert understood corroborated by independent witness. Deed writer in Tahsil examined by plaintiff proved that documents were prepared on the basis of instruction of plaintiff and had been duly executed by her in presence of attesting witness. Credibility of witness cannot be denied on the ground of being known to defendants. That's what they say. Disputed document being registered, presumed to be genuine, and that was there. Then they say. Then again, evidence of witness recorded after lapse of 17 years after sale. This evidence cannot be discarded merely because he cannot identify photograph of plaintiff. Other attested witness being dead and signature having been identified, evidence of attesting witness stood corroborated. This is what they say. Then again, Section 90 of Evidence Act. 30 years old document, presumption as to genuine. 30 years old power of attorney in favor of the defendant by plaintiff. Failure of plaintiff to rebut the presumption in favor of the document by leading appropriate evidence in order to do. Since parties had acted upon terms of that document from long time without any demur, they cannot resile therefrom. Document being genuine would be binding on plaintiff. Then they say effect of fraud, Section 17 of Limitation Act. Suits are filed within 3 years of acquiring knowledge of fraud. Failure of plaintiff to examine person disclosing information to her. Since plaintiff failed to establish existence of fraud, there is no occasion for its discovery. Benefit of under section cannot be extended to plaintiff. So you must understand that merely because whenever you want a limitation on the ground of information, first information about either in this case fraud, in civil suit you may allege that the degree obtained ex parte degree was informed to me. So that is better, either by way of other person. You have to state that this was informed by somebody else. Then when I after due and diligence at the court proceedings, I came to know that the ex parte order, dismissal, whatever may be, you can. And here these pandemic regulations, suits were not listed, and subsequently due to pandemic, several persons shifted their residence and court notices were mechanically sent to them. and after a few hearings, the suits are dismissed for default, etc., ex parte, all things had happened, and if you file application to set aside, it is being entertained. All these things are there. So in this case, lower court dismissed the suit. Appellate court also dismissed the suit, but High Court has given relief, but the Supreme Court has overstressed the exercise of Appellate Court second appeal jurisdiction, and held that High Court was wrong in giving relief on this score. So very deep discussion about fraud. Every paragraph should be deeply read if you want to become judge, or if you want to score high mark, because to understand the Evidence Act, this case will be very helpful. What about expert opinion, how to prove the execution of document, for all this judgment would definitely help. Then they say when attesting with denies the execution, how to prove all these things are there. Finally, for invoking section 17 of the Limitation Act, there must be two ingredients. Number one, that existence of fraud. Number two, discovery of such fraud. So both should be proved. Otherwise, section 70 Limitation Act may not come to your risk. Then finally the Supreme Court has said the standard of proof required in a civil dispute is preponderance of probabilities. That means there is several probabilities may be there. Probabilities argued by the plaintiff, probabilities argued by the defendant. So the duty of the court was which is high value, high degree, that is preponderance. So they say that there are GPS having some doubt. However, in the absence of tangible evidence produced by the plaintiff to support the plea of fraud, does not take matter further. Therefore, the plaintiff could have established the existence of right, must follow the suits or expressly bad by limited. Then, in view of the foregoing, the trial court and first appeal court appreciate the evidence properly, and the High Court view is on surmises and conjunctures. In the result, present appeals are all impute judgment of the High Court was set aside. This is the case of the. So, it's a purely civil case, and you may say that why should I concentrate on civil side if you are only concentrating on criminal side? I am sorry. Or criminal side also the judgment may come to your risk, because sometimes in a negotiable instrument act and 420 cases, these documents are produced, pleaded, fraud, everything you have to prove. Therefore, you must go through the judgment and keep it on your file. And I already initially told that this judgment, every paragraph must be read and understood and again, so that you will be very capable of arguing your case. Unless and until you argue 5 judgments, you may not be in a position to cross-examine the witnesses. Only by reading judgments, apart from your intuition power, godly power, but some ingredients must be there on your mind file. You must read the judgments, ratios, at least digest. Spend some time with your library. You may having big books, but you may not have time. Suppose you have some research time in entering into the library of some course, take some book and read it. That will be far better, at least for your mental satisfaction that you are a better lawyer than others, and you can do miracle to help your lives.